Sunflower in May. 65 miles to Pea Point. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
How's your ride going?
Well, going okay. I think I'm heading back to San Francisco.
Yeah, that's from here. That's probably about 25.
And we were out at the Summer Park and we were.
Oh, you didn't go out to Lighthouse. You just went to the.
Yeah.
We've
we
been
just
there
went to the
before.
park. We did it before, but
Have you
not
been in
today.
a Hot
We were not in the
Desire?
mood today.
Yeah.
Have you been Hot Desire Beach?
Yeah, it's
Very peaceful.
a nice
Peaceful
spot.
place.
I ride over there from my house. I'm about probably 6.5 miles. I'm on Levee Road section, so I ride out and around.
In the summertime, we do 100 miles a day,
You're doing 100?
100 or more, most of the time.
Well, see, that's what the
Like
youngsters do.
Saturday, 100
Us
miles,
old
Sunday,
farts,
100
if we do
miles.
50 or 60, that's a lot.
Yeah, we are way more than advanced.
Well, I'll tell you, I was riding the fast, fun, and flat up in Calusa. An Asian couple shows up. They've got decent bikes, not fancy. Didn't look like they're, quote, maybe he had done a lot of riding, but she didn't look like. So what do they go in? I mean, we're talking about getting up midday, 95 or thereabouts. He says, oh, we're going to go the full century. And I said, do you know what it's like out there? I mean, they came up from somewhere from the south to do the ride. I said, you know, you're going to get fried out there. There's no shelter. There's no nothing. I mean, it's one thing if you're up in Salem, Oregon, you're riding along the river there, you do 100 miles, hot day, you're in the shade half the time. But up in Calusa, that's farm country. It's just open.
Yeah, we do Sacramento River, American River, 100 miles, but along the way, water everywhere on the park.
Yeah. Well, the key thing is to enjoy yourself. If you're going up on the waterway, I've ridden the Western Express up to South Lake Tahoe, and what I like about that is there are enough little creeks, ponds, whatever. If you start overheating, you can just jump in.
We had that ride near Fairfield up to Winters.
Oh yeah, one
It was
time.
an extremely hot day.
First time. It was the first time.
We weren't prepared for the hot day. I actually had to.
It was so hot in Fairfield. It was in June, July, or September.
Well, there's the hotel-to-hotel run up in the Warren Mountains, which is Mount Lassen, and it's up here. It's kind of a valley, and it gets hot. So they tell you they're going to start the charity ride at 5:30 in the morning. People say, "Oh, it won't take any time." I've looked at the slope and everything else, and no problem to it. And they get out there and they'll start riding at 9:30 in the morning, and they are just getting fried because up there in those little valleys they're dry and they are very hot.
Yeah. Can really get you.
I'm going to buy some water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
In the summertime, we do like 100 miles every
We
day.
like to do, well, typically our comfort zone is between 80 and
90 miles, 95.
Typically the last 10-50 mile on a century is sort of getting to us like just a little bit too far
to
for
bike
fun.
from San Francisco to the lighthouse
yeah.
and then back, or to Hot Desire. It's nice to go down, but so hard
Yeah,
to
but those
climb
are
back
they
up.
are over 100.
Well, I'm trying to get in shape so I can handle the ride. I'm going up to Alaska. I'm going to ride from Anchorage out around a Circle, Tok, Fairbanks, come back through Denali, etc. It's almost 1,100 miles. And we got 21 days of riding, 7 off days. However, the first 10 days there are no off days.
Okay.
And we do 600 and some odd miles then. And you're looking at this thing and you say, well, geez, Steve, you got 2 days of 85 miles thereabouts. Don't worry, they're level. That's what worries me up there, because level up in Alaska in the summertime, you get the state bird, which is the big mosquito. And then you want to always ride in a group. You want to make sure you're the best sprinter in the group, because if you get a bear coming, you want to leave them behind. You don't want the bear following you. You want the bear to go for the group. But now that's camping. We got like 7 days. We got hotels, road houses, whatnot, and so I worked it out. So if the first 700 miles gets to be too much for me, I'll drop out in Fairbanks, because my daughter lives in Fairbanks.
Oh, okay.
But you know, I'll be the oldest guy on the ride. I told Steve, he's the youngest guy. He's 60. He just retired. He's doing it for ACA, electric cycling. And I said, "Okay, Steve, on your bike, your equipment, do you have walkers? Do you have depends?" The next youngest person is 73. I'm the oldest at 78.
Wow. Oh, you're 78. Wow.
So, I mean, we're kidding. We give them a hard time and say, well, you know, you're sure you're going to hold up? You know, we don't want to be the grandparents having to take care of the kid. And he's a pretty good cyclist, but I mean, you know, we've had a lot of ribbing there. And it's just, you know, he says, well, if we have to put off the ride till the following year, we already put it off 2 years now. And I said, Steve, you got to remember, you may have another 2 or 3 years, but 3/4 of the riders that are riding this year don't have another 2 or 3 years to put it off.
You don't know what happened.
Yeah, proverbial
I know
stuff happens.
My parents, they're 85 and 87. They still bike around. They actually prefer biking than walking.
Whereabouts they live?
They live in the Netherlands. I was born and raised in the Netherlands.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, bikes are pretty common.
Yeah, everybody bikes there. So.
And the worst case, they can always get themselves a trike.
Yeah.